is a good stat for ENCE, and they want to start their Legends stage strong. Will BNE bring the heat, bring the fight? We'll have to find out on Vertigo.
Yeah, ENCE looking to hand Bad News Eagles their first L on Vertigo at a major.
Damn.
Madden dinked up immediately, and a fast pistol round to begin. Bad News Eagles run straight up ramp. They've got the staging platform now for this site taken. It's gone to open. Oh, GXX adds another to the tally. Pius getting boxed in here. Has to shut them out with this USP. They're going to start to get closer, and he will get run down. Flatro to find him. Pius now dead, and it's going to come down to 2 for ENCE.
Yeah, a lot of space in the site. Flatro will just sit back on default, make them come to him, and this is a great one-and-done position. Julies will overwhelm him. No kit right now for ENCE either, so clock is ticking quick, and Diha needs to move back in. He's all the stands, 1v3, and it's unwinnable. He's been finished. We'll try and take them down with him, but no surviving this bomb. Oh, he's really making it work there. Oh, one more, no scenario ended. So that's BNE with the pistol. Always meant to be off of those entries. A nice little post plant where they can sit back and relax in. No kit, no chance. Oh. Love the energy this team brings to majors. Even if the track record in Legends isn't what it wants to be.
Well, once again, they're going to come back in with the heat over towards ramp. Oh, Snappy tries to play around this Molly Smoke combo. Ends up getting locked out by Regon. We'll get deeked. Madden is clean with it. Nerds adds another to the tally. Over in mid, GXX is dealt with. One Flatro leading the charge out through ramp. There is this flank coming in behind them that Nerds is embarking upon. That nade finds good damage onto Scenari as well. This is a round that ENCE are vying for, and they've got a good chance in. That follow-up kill only strengthens their position. Flatro's got to do it alone. 1v3, and he is overran, overwhelmed. Diha locks him out. And so ENCE are competitive from the get-go with their force buy.
That's what you want to see from ENCE, right? As explosive as BNE are and can be, ENCE just have no lack of individual talent, of players that can clutch a round out, that can win you a force buy. And that's been the most exciting part about ENCE, not just Snappy and what he's done with the team, but you know, even in that interview, Madden, talking about the freedom that players are given to make their own decisions, to make their own moves.
Yeah, I thought that interview with Madden was really good, actually. He gave some great insight,
yeah.
Like even saying how, you know, up until this event, up until the major, there'd been a lot of attention on Nerds and on Pius in terms of integrating them and giving them that degree of freedom. And he said that he just kind of felt like the fifth guy in the background, right? Like not really given that same attention, just like a surplus to requirement almost, but there's been more effort in terms of integrating him and having him have like these playmaker moments. And I think, you know, that is why Madden looks to do his best work, is in providing a lot of space for the team.
No, after you. 5-on-4 that they won't waste their opportunity in. Oh my goodness, Nerds gets out. Second chance at life as he goes down the ladder. But going back up is high risk. They'll look onwards and upwards. Snappy sees them coming through the gap in the yellow. That's a nice kill. Can he get a multi? Oh, out of ammo. How's he still alive and kicking? He's kicking them all right. Lots of damage to Synopsy. Takes 2. Madden's still alive on the A side. And he's got cover. That wallbang is very close. But without it, BNE are in trouble. And ENCE don't believe there's a flank. They know everyone's here. They'll commit with their rotates. This is scary for Nerds, and he will fall, giving away in.
You hope this doesn't come back to haunt you. Diha tucking himself in, but he's the man with health. He needs to get this first kill, and he's going to go unchecked. With that, that should be the round. Synopsy's just too low, and Diha will finish the job that Snappy started. ENCE on to a second, and even though it comes down to the wire, there was a moment where it looked like Bad News Eagles were going to grind away back into that round. It's safeguarded by Diha, who's having a great game, a great start to this match. 7-1 to open, and a couple of must-win fights going his way in this round to protect this scoreline for ENCE.
Oh, that's ugly. Rigon wins a fight up top mid against an MP9. But if that gun disappears off the ground, ENCE knows what's up. They'll have to peek to get it. He's been dinged. Danger, danger around every corner. ENCE need to be careful. Diha's low. And 1-for-1s are not where you want to find yourself on an anti-eco like this. ENCE is going to come in. Recon's up already, and they're going to go for a boost as well. Try and play together. The timing of that is very awkward. Recon is not in a hurry. Hope they re-aggress into him. They will, but he pulls his nade at the worst possible second.
Oh dear. Madden. They're all kind of flubbing their lines versus the pistols here.
This is ugly.
Oh, now the backstab gets involved. One Flatro, that could have been the round. That could have been something. GXX up in the air, takes the head off of Madden. Snappy's trying to reel them in a little bit.
Ollie.
Molly's going to force a wider swing, and Recon will get burnt out by it. It's just Scenari, 1v2. Damage done onto Diha. But it's Snappy that's the big threat here. The numbers against him, going to tap on the bomb right now. Time's on his side. They anticipate that that was going to be a fake, but it's the commit out of Scenari. Now he's got a bit of room to maneuver in the 1v2. Snappy is quick to deny it. The man at the helm of the ship for ENCE, course corrects right near the very end. It's him and Diha in that round who do it all to find a third.
It's like the ugliest one anti-eco you've ever seen, right? Like everyone whiffing their spray, everyone putting players on 10 health, no one getting kills, nade pulls as you get peaked. Oh, very, very dangerous. Like if that molly doesn't go over Snappy, he might die to that headshot angle on sight. Nothing about that was comfortable. But ENCE get it done anyway. I think Zywood just
I think Zywood just did something cool.
I
can hear Anders screaming.
Godlike.
Zywood's also got like the tough guy haircut now.
Yeah?
Which is pretty cool to see. It suits him. I like it.
Oh, you know you're at the major. You know you're in the legend stage. You can feel it. God, those mollies are oppressive. And again, somehow, everyone survives. Another nade. And there's 4 of them in the round, or 3 of them rather. That will destroy this B play. Boost is really good when you're low, because you're on a headshot angle. But not the wood boost, because you'll get spammed. And they're so scared, because ENCE are being oppressive towards B. Trying to take back this control. So bomb will rotate out towards A, leaving Synopsy on alert. And Snappy has been active. Oh, he doesn't get spammed either. He just swings off of timing. GXX hits his orb shots, and B&E are welcomed into A.
Oh, Madden spotted getting up on top of this, but still gets out with 1. They haven't even hit him yet. The earlier nade damage onto Scenari and Juan Flatro leaves them both low here. GXX lands the tag, but that needed to be the killing blow. But Scenari now dead as well, and this double short side setup for ENCE being employed. It's all hinging on this fight, and with GXX dealt with, this is an ENCE round all day long. Juan Flatro's even getting flanked up the ramp, and so he should be dead on this angle. Spotted by Nerds. ENCE keep it clean in that return to rifles. That's a bit of a disaster for the Bad News Eagles. They call in a timeout now, and it's a chance for Devil Walk to try and cook up a solution.
I really like how oppressive ENCE are at B right now. They're, BNE really wanted to be getting up the B stairs, but ENCE are just cycling flashes from middle. They do a lot of damage early with Molotovs and nades, and then even as BNE try and set back up, and 4 players there out of 5, ENCE throw more util in, forcing BNE into an A play. And on A, look at the hold. Sure, Snappy swings and dies, but you have the AWP of Sumpires, who's a superstar in his own right, and Madden, who has put on MVP, although he won't admit it, performance back in the Challenger stage was a huge reason as to why ENCE went 3-0. Broke FaZe as well.
Yeah, one of the things I'm loving right now in this match is this huge game from Diha, who I can imagine has had a bit of a fire lit beneath him, right? Because back at the RMR, there was that moment where it looked like ENCE could have lost out on even being at the major. Meanwhile, 9 were finding all this success, and there was like this idea of, imagine if Diha doesn't get to go and like represent Poland at the major, whereas 9 do as like the Polish team. So you can imagine that maybe lit a bit of a fire underneath him individually, wanting to stand and deliver, and he's done exactly that in this game. Madden farming up from behind the sandbags, and just one by one the kills are collected for free here. ENCE 5-1 up on their CT side. Bad News Eagles, their troublesome streak in the Legend stage might stand to repeat itself if they don't, right their wrongs soon. If they don't start finding a way back into this game, there might be no stopping ENCE with this much momentum behind them.
It's a great sign for ENCE, but yeah, I'm waiting to see that flare from BNE. Sumpires, a different round, a different opener. Looks for a B pick off Spawn. Spawn-based CT Vertigo, that's an AWPer's paradise. Going wherever the RNG takes them. And because of how favorable that heavy A and the heavy B spawn are, you're often going to get gifted that first pick if the T's are playing pacey rounds. Good Molotov with the spam from Synopsy. Snappy burns alive. Rigon gets an entry, but Nerds still here on the site with something to say.
There's one.
Ooh.
Can't take it any further. Scenari with the trade. A 3v2. These are the rounds that Bad News Eagles have got to convert. These are the rounds that you've got to find. Diha is still in the picture, and Sumpires pushes up to short and takes some serious real estate here with the AWP. They shouldn't be prepared for this. They've already dealt with a short man. So Sumpires is a nasty surprise, and suddenly that man advantage is gone. You're back in to a 2v2. GXX sees that smoke. That might just be an invitation to try walk through it, try get involved, backstab Sumpires perhaps. Holding on to this angle, but waiting for too long. They've got Sumpires trapped in here. They're taking all this time to try and deal with him. They really want to try and deny this short AWP. Sumpires doesn't know where to look, and Juan Flatro will find him. Diha, 1v2. His teammate removed, has the chance to make it a 1v1. Lifts the spray, now down to the Deagle. A hope and a prayer for Diha as he spams the smoke. Juan Flatro goes up and over to bring the fight to him. And that's Bad News Eagles breaking the 5-round streak and getting their first on the board in a while.
Yeah, Sumpires gets a bit flustered there, didn't want to commit, didn't like the smoke fade play from GXX, so he goes out back into the wall, but Flatro was fighting the entire time. He knew he was. Hoped maybe Diha was covering him, but left a little alone there. And of course they jump over default to chase him in a 2v1. Eagle-esque and Eagle-eyed, they're on the board now since the pistol. Snappy going for it. Flashing fights this time, and he's going to get that opener again. Snappy happy to get involved at the start of rounds. First time he's won an opener out of the 4 attempts. And ENCE will concede. This boost has been no surprise. They've seen it a couple already.
Oh, Snappy's won out another fight. Oh. Nice return from GXX, and there's one Flatro boosted up by Scenari to get that opening pick at B. Now Nerds is still here to reinforce, but Scenari deals with him quickly. Sampaio flashing, oh sorry, flashed off the angle. As this rotate of Madden in through middle, they're both here, right place, right time, but smoke in the way. Madden looking for a route over the top of this, will win his fight. Scenari now out of the round, more follow-up damage onto GXX,
so
but he lives to fight another day. One man up close in the smoke, they don't know about Flatro, they don't know that he's here. Sampaio has got to keep his wits about him if he wants to attempt this 1v2, and he decides it's too far gone, or is he just trying to bait a fight here? Gets it down to the 1v1, he encourages that chase, and that spurred him on to want to give the round one more look in, one more try. GXX misses that shot with the orb, and Sampaio is closing the distance. Refire to try and close, and he can't do it. GXX holds the line down, and it's Bad News Eagles with a third.
That was right there for the taking for Sampaio. Go a second earlier on that pre-fire. He's going to catch GXX going wide, but GXX holding on to a very difficult round. He was getting spammed out on his default plant, and his teammate couldn't even help. He was smoked off a cold. Gets this crucial trade on Snappy after a double entry on A. That's a 5v3 for ENCE. They can't close. Hit some big orb shots. And that one hurts to lose for Sampaio, who did definitely bait them to chase him at a 2-on-1. Ooh, different boost for a change. Gonna get Fatra up on the wood. Ugh, it's ugly. But they make it. And no one close enough to hear a footstep. A fleshy head.
Flashes stream over B, but this mid-fight is still won out by Nerds. Oh, that's awkward. It's ugly. Demon's still alive. Scenari's quick to make up for it. Scenari's on a tear. 3 in the round, and he might still have to give even more here. Scenari doing all he can. 4 kills, on for the ace, and there it is. Scenari makes them sing. My goodness. What a way to find that round, and it was required as well. He wasn't just farming anti-ecos. That is a round that is rapidly getting out of hand, that he rises to the occasion in, wipes the sweat off at the end of it and all.
Galil as well, not even AK into that force buy. He just takes them out one by one. Wow. Beautiful shooting, and you can't hate these guys. Like, when you see them and the energy they bring and the brotherhood they have when they're on LAN, it's kind of unmatched. True entertainers.
Yeah, no man, like we say, you know, this is the team. When you see them behind the scenes, you understand why it all clicks when they're together.
Yeah.
GXX and Scenari are basically inseparable at these events. They just roll around together as a little tag team. It's very sweet.
Oh, there's some good positions here. Sampaio won't get cleared until they're at sandbags. As long as they go wide enough, they get him on a very unfavorable fight, and that is the fight. He's hoping they creep past him. Instead, it's a shred. Everyone dead, and only Snappy, but not for long. 5 each. That lead ENCE once had is forgotten about. Bad News Eagles have arrived to Paris in time. Flatcher and Regon putting on some great openers in this map so far. And that will force a pause for ENCE.
Yeah, time to try and problem solve. I almost wonder if we see, you know, Nets trying to come in with a bit more of this mid-impact, right? Because there's been a good few rounds, especially when ENCE were winning, where he was getting a lot of real estate over here in middle. And it can be a nice spot to just try and push and probe a little bit. They're going to be lacking the AWP as well in this return to rifles. So that is something that you're going to feel if you're ENCE. That is a bit of a burn being put on you, a bit of a restriction. In terms of, you know, how well you can look to fight for some of these key areas on the map. And it seems like Bad News Eagles were also paranoid about middle, right? Knowing the Nerds has been getting away with a good degree of freedom here. They try to home in on him. But he's not in mid this time around. Instead, he was set up over towards B with Diha. They double pushed the B stairs to take that real estate early on. That leaves some Pius to hold middle. Can sometimes be a bit weird, slipping into the position you've not really been playing throughout this first half. ENCE is kind of the guy with a great idea as to how they've been approaching this part of the map. Scenario will to throw his life away to try tee his teammates up for the trade. They will start to filter through, but are they ready for Madden? He's made noise, they've got him pinned in. And Madden holds the line with one. Eventually
brutal.
overran. It is a brawl for this mid control.
ENCE have gone all the way around, back up the ramp to try and flank this A site. They've got to be ready for anything, and they will go for the safe plant for CT, set up for GXX to clutch. But moving off the plant is a different story. ENCE won't allow it, and he's got a nade as well. 4 health, reposition. GXX just getting tucked in. They're an elevator. He's looking the wrong way. And the molly, that should decide it. Nade on top. It's a wombo combo to get ENCE back on the board. I actually love that round for BNE, just getting the quick mid pick and sending it towards elevator. It's just that ENCE figures it out very early, pushes all the way down off B, flanks that side. If he's not there in time, they are very well set up in that 2v2.
Yeah, also, I think Snappy is such a hero of the round. Like, you know, he holds that elevator till his last breath, gets away with a double kill, stops them from just flooding into the A site. Like, you imagine, right, if they weren't stuck in elevator for so long, the ENCE flank would have been far more predictable, would have been considered. The round would have felt so much more free for Bad News Eagles, but instead they get bogged down in elevator. It gives time for the rest of the gang to get involved. And so back to the drawing board now for the Eagles.
Snappy just continues to be going for audacious fights on ramps, spamming smoke, spamming tarp. Just trying to keep the pressure on. You will run out of bullets eventually in that A1S. So he's going to have to hold off sooner rather than later. That's his last mag in. 13 spare. And after that, when they hear the pause, BNE take short back. Some Pius throws that flash so he can scope with it, so they don't hear the scope. And so he can push back in. They thought it's a rifle. They had no idea what was in store. And Sun staring them down.
Oh, Scenario with the spam. No account for that if you're Snappy. Oh, Madden.
Look at that.
Decides, hell, why not? I'll walk into the bullets, crosses over towards short. Some Pius and him trade positions, this AWP. ENCE on his timing, it's awkward, and Synopsy snuffs him out. Some Pius dies in the meantime. Madden is now embarking on a flank. He can catch GXX trying to leave, but GXX is fighting forward through the site. This is weird now. Diha spots that they are in B, that they have moved in, that they've taken the site control. And Madden's left chasing Ghost, says the backstab. GXX beats the timing, and Madden is left kicking himself. How did that just happen is what he's wondering. How did he get past me? Won't take it any further. And hell, free AWP, hell yeah. That is, you're really happy with that if you're Madden.
It's a bit too far because they actually don't have the AWP. You know, if they... I guess Fletcher could buy one, but don't really want to be throwing away free AWPs to some Pius. Madden will fight for survival. And BNE, that's what they were trying to do, bait that flank from ENCE. That this time, we said has been coming in very quick, well, too quick. He doesn't play to trap him. He just walks right into the rail, and they're there. BNE make all the noise at A, get a couple of kills, and walk right back to that B site. 6 apiece right now, and ENCE reset after 1 round. It's 5 out of the last 6 for BNE. Do you like how ENCE are constantly trading out the short players, making sure you can never guess whether it's Madden, Snappy, or some Pius? Means that BNE needs to use a lot more util on that position because they can't just take heads-up rifle on rifle fights. also a very difficult fight. Left eye peek for T-side.
I do like as well, whenever we cut to the player cams, just seeing Devil walking behind his guys.
Is it his mustache?
You gotta love the Devil Walk mustache. It is a beautiful sight. But no, man, he's someone who I think he cares very deeply about this roster and trying to help them in their final, legend stage run and go have an impact, right?
Has a lot of love for the game. Multi-major winner, player coach. Been there, done that. This is a nice boost, but Nerds is patient this time. And so nothing will be given to Flatro. Snappy's even pre-rotating B at the right time, because BNE getting a group on. Been smoked. Oh, there it is. Snappy checks it out from Con. Oof.
A little awkward, blocks that flash, but just gonna lob another one out now. Selling the mid-take at least. One Flatro trying to use this, and Regon extends the advantage even further. Diha is meant to be the nasty surprise, the final boss at the end of this round, but he has to spring the trap card early. Now they know about him. On the run out from behind quad, he tucks himself in at default, looking to try, take a fight. It turns the tide of this round. Him and Madden are both just getting whittled down till they're eventually finished off. Madden trying to make a hero play. He's low on health, so something big's got to come from this smoke push. Right up close to it. They're not looking at him yet. And he does tap out Synopsy. GXX spamming through it. Scenario to find it, and now some Pious 1v2. Was given a chance on the jump across, but had to be quick with it. He is. First kill found. Tag on a GXX. They can never seem to find him in at default, but some Pious will. Wins that 1v2. And secures the lead for ENCE in doing so. What a time for him to arrive and step up.
GXX, poor guy, just keeps getting trapped on default B with the AWP and getting wall banged. Can't get out for free, and those are some swift shots. You're not ready for anyone on double box after seeing them jump across from it. Sampai's very clutch AWPer. And a hyper important round for ENCE to not get swept on the CT side. It was about to happen. All these rounds are coming in for BNE, and that was a last buy. All the money was relying on that rifle round for ENCE. They can still win the half. This game is as competitive as you would expect. Did they hear him? Maybe. Maybe not. Bob can wallbang this. Oh, that's awkward. And if Snappy gets out, he'll be one happy chappy.
Oh, GXX just jumped up, and he would have seen the man on the back rail. But just missed that timing on the angle. There's this boost employed over at B. Nice way to try and force the opening fight. But nothing's being given, nothing's being gained. In fact, they lose Flatro in the meantime. That pop flash back in for a peek over at B. That's them a bit of damage. GXX is fed one over on the ramp. But now ENCE are just going to turtle, right? Snappy might have been a little more audacious, trying to take a swing, trying to see just how much he can milk this ramp fight. But everyone else is told to cool off now. Force Bad News Eagles to be the one to make the next play.
Yeah, it's a powerful position for Madden. There's no molly. We haven't seen any sandbags control on CT side yet this game. They're still going to flash it. Well, they don't hear it. They're hoping that impacts with it. They've got their eyes on it, though, and they're still going to hit that shot. Still a 1v3 for Scenario. He can get a plant, but they might just rush him down off the audio with the time this low. He's out of options. He's out of chances, but he's been given 1v1s. Oh, the bomb out. They rush him down. ENCE, it gets scary for a second, but everyone commits to that hunt. And they live and die by it. Round and half won by ENCE. But it is still anyone's.
Yeah, I think ENCE have done very, very well to regain control of this, though, right? T-side for Bad News Eagles, one where they can really lean into the momentum. And sure, it started slow, being 5-1 down, but then they went on that 4-round streak, dead in the middle. They reset ENCE after the 1 round that broke the streak. There was this world where like the game could have started to spiral there, and ENCE have not let that happen. It was that crucial, must-win 1v2 from some Pius that has allowed them to extend a bit of a lead at the end of the half here.
There is still another mid play. They should know about it because of the flash thrown. So Snappy takes up middle, but not the gun for the job. Can't hit that one, Deeg. Meanwhile, an attempt on B, but GXS has to fall, and that's a bomb spotted as well. BNE trying to break through another B hold. They've done it before.
Oh, smokes. Let Flatro cross out deeper than ENCE are ready for. Tapping away with the Tech 9, but it's not the best angle for him, and there's Nertz to respond. Taking it one step further, ENCE 2 kills away from a 9-6 half here. They've just got to seal the deal. Synopsy, a couple of misses, running low on ammo in the Deagle, and there's some Pius to put a stop to it. It's 9-6 for ENCE when all is said and done. Well, a light resurgence in there is quelled by ENCE after Bad News Eagles chain 4 together, or 5 together rather, in the center of this. They end up getting snuffed out right at the end. It all starts with a lights out 1v2 from some Pius, and then the rest of the gang fall into place to pick up 9 rounds for ENCE here as they move over to the T side.
Yeah, a mountain of a CT side half for ENCE, no doubt about it, considering the streak BNE have in there, but there's more to do. And BNE have brought the dualies, 2 of them. Make it 4. As they fight for A-ramp immediately. They're going to get that info early that this entire map, or side of the map, is clear. And so they should be ready for this quick B split. D head down below, 4 players in middle. No nades in the pistol for ENCE. They just dry run it out middle. Steps are hurt now. Scenario needs something. He's being pinched between 2 and he doesn't know where to look. Flatro falls, but he at least pulls a couple with him. There is no kit in this round. A retake will not be easy, so they cannot wait. In they run.
Oh, Synopsy is like a big decoy right now, and the dual Berettas will find the last couple of kills. See if it gives a little intel. It's a good way for that pistol to go for the Bad News Eagles, right? It could have been so much worse. Flatro taking a couple to the grave with him. The attention pulled away by the dualies as the gap was closed, allowing them to break through the ENCE post plant.
And they know the impact of it, but they won the first pistol, Harry, and it still fell apart very quickly. They lost to the force buy, and that was a 5-round streak for ENCE, and you know ENCE are looking for revenge again. They've bought up off the bomb plant. 3 Galils as well. So it's certainly not a bad position for ENCE to be in here. Not going to have the util to long it out, so this ramp nades early is only that, as they group for a near immediate B execute. Great setup though, Flatro. Oh, he falls in. Oh, this is a crazy position. This is unbelievable. Who clears this? He's going to let them all pass. One by one, he waits for his time to strike. The flash, it absolutely sends him. If he kept shooting, he would have taken D here too. No way ENCE are going to turn that around.
Yeah, I felt like he got spooked at like how deep they were and just tries to react straight away. But yeah, he was already past the point of like trigger discipline. If he kept holding that, he was golden. Didn't want to hang his teammate out to dry in the site. Didn't want to have Sceneri served up on a platter.
One more bullet would have done it.
Yeah, even just holding left click would have been a lot more.
Yeah, would have gone 2 for 1. Damn. That's a crazy cool spot though. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play there that early in the round. Oh, meaty kills in middle. The run and gun on the MP7 does it, and ENCE, they did what they did in the first half. Lose pistol, win force, all by design. Not really. But it's honestly better, especially when you're on T side. That CT money is so hard to make work. That this save is extremely important.
Oh, this is like, that is just the saddest moment.
Yeah.
Like that should have been the anti-eco win right there on position alone from Flatro. But blinded by the flash, he stopped shooting. And it ruins everything. That could have been one hell of a mow-down moment down towards the base of B. Instead, it's ENCE picking up where they left off. Same start to this second half as the first. Success found in the force buy, and now Bad News Eagles going to have to come through with a force of their own. ENCE are taking great strides towards pole position. And suddenly we're in this world where there isn't a hell of a lot between Bad News Eagles and having this game go against them pretty dominantly in the second half. You know, that's what's so scary here.
It's made worse by the force buys and the money situation in both halves now hurting them. And it's going to check this corner this time. And we talk about the teams we expect to be in the playoffs, and we obviously have our top 5, and we have our pretty clear favorites, but ENCE are right there. ENCE are on the cusp, and right now, ENCE are proving themselves. Sceneri holds the fort. He is stuck out right now, and he's even going to get TK'd by Rigon. Not ideal, considering they just removed Sampius, but the bomb is under BNE's control. 2v2, where Madden attempts to draw them in and let Nerds pounce from behind. Oh, he was going for a gun. And that will be easily done by ENCE in the 2v2 closed. Helped out with a team kill. BNE have to stay on kilter and not tilt at this point. because they are getting this game robbed out from underneath them. But as I was saying, I feel like, you know, of all the teams, we just don't have that proven track record, right? Those deep tournament runs, as often for ENCE. Sure, they make playoffs, but we don't have the trophies on LAN in Tier 1. But they are right there. The improvements have been massive. The wins they've had recently have been noteworthy over Cloud9, over FaZe, back at Pro League, over G2 and Vitality. This is a legit team getting better and better every day. And definitely, I think here in Paris, want to prove they are world class. Oh, that's such an awkward TK as well. He had to take that shot, it felt like.
Well, a full B stack now, so this round should be nice and easy, and it's already pretty much over with how ENCE are positioned. They don't have anyone over towards B. There's not even a grain of anything in their brain telling them to go back towards that side of the map. They're just going to stick to their guns, follow through. When you're this deep, you kind of go, okay, yeah, they pistol stacked B. That's all well and good. We can deal with that. And so ENCE are up onto 12. This next rifle round has got to hit for Bad News Eagles, or else ENCE are just going to steamroll them in this second half, and it won't ever have the time to close up.
That's calling for help, he'll get it. Ooh. Shouldn't be an exit here for BNE available.
You know, something else that's kind of sick that's just happened, like, quietly in the background of this game is that, you know, coming into that first half, the longest time there, Lito was the guy up top of the board. He was 10-1 up until, I think, like, round 6, round 7. He was great, and Madden was actually down bottom of the board. He has ascended up the rankings, and as we get onto this T-side, as we kind of say about him, you know, he is a real space creator. He's someone who can cook up those entry kills, do wonders for you on a T-half, and so having him in this form, keeping up appearances from a very, very strong challenger stage for this guy, and doing right by what he said in the interview in terms of how, you know, there has been more attention on Madden being allowed to make plays again. All that is showing off here in this game, which is a very, very promising sign for ENCE moving forward. Yeah,
and even though the head-to-head is sick, right? People call this team like a baby FaZe, but it does feel that way in the, even though, yeah, they've been beating FaZe. Everyone can perform. There's no weak players. The captain is known for putting on big games. And there he goes, leading the fray. Sprayed down in middle by GXX on a very tight angle. Good control of the A4. And BNE, you said they had to win this round to stay in the game. Well, right now they're good for it. Some Pius in a 1v3 goes back to the A side. And Regon, he has a position to get him on and off angle. Hit him behind the top. It's his for the taking. Pius grabs it.
Oh, this is a little weird now. So it was Pius's 1v2 that allowed ENCE to finish the first half so strongly. This is him embarking on a clutch of even grander proportions here to try and make a decisive victory for ENCE. Bad News Eagles haven't started to rotate around. They've kind of stuck to their guns on these positions over in mid and at B. And so this is giving Pius a lot of room, and I mean a lot of room for how he wants to play this 1v2. They hear the plant now, but it's not like they can react quickly. GXX might be here already, but his teammate's a long way out. Flatro's having to start that rotation over from B. Pius is given a lot of room. Gonna tuck in and play around the bomb. They're not giving any fights, but that molly perfectly placed, forces a swing, and GXX locks him out of the clutch. Not this time, Pius. They put a stop to it. And so Bad News Eagles, they needed this rifle round. They needed to not give that clutch away. And they manage it.
Yeah, you've got to be ballsy to give up the A site that freely, right? And play a 2v1, but having a molly certainly helps. Knowing you can burn out that position. They had smoke, kit, flash. There were options for BNE. This is a really nice spray for GXX. Finds 3 kills in the round. Or 4 rather. And they stay in it. They stay above water. They don't let ENCE streak more than 3 on the T side. Orb now afforded. B pick attempted. But that smoke always cuts you off. Not only good to dispel a Molotov, insta B, but the AWPer cannot hang around. You're going to get one way, you're going to get crept under. Means GXX has to go elsewhere. They hear him scope on A.
Oh, one-way smoke on the Xbox gives fear to Madden. He knows that hanging around underneath it is not a good way to stay living. And so Bad News Eagles just keep replenishing that, trying to deny the ramp creep up right now. Pius is begging them to face him from short, but they're still just occasionally checking this one way and then bowing out. ENCE have got all this room over towards the B stairs, and so you understand that being tempting, right? You're going to say to Madden, look, go take your space, go take your room over towards A, see if they give you anything. But the rest of ENCE have all grouped for the B hit. Madden is just here trying to keep bodies over towards the A site. Bad News Eagles have got 3 over towards B in the right place. Got the read, they've got the position. They just need to hold back the coming tide of ENCE.
Oh, the jump up is perfect. Pre to the flash as well. Then D-Hook collapses upon Synopsy. There's a bit of a bubble here for Flatro to play behind the smoke, but they're going to cross in. They know he's in position. They've done another entry, 4v2. Flatro swings, and he does hit the mark with a double kill, but the AWP fires back 10 seconds. Can GXX deny this stick? Maybe he can. This shot, Sunpire's getting covered, but not for long. It's vengeance here from GXX. In the 1v1, they both miss, and the no-scope connects. 9 rounds, day saved, and GXX delivers desserts.
That's beautiful for GXX, and so poetic as well, right? Because all first half long, he was the guy getting spammed, trying to plant on default at B, and then in the 1v1, he gets his revenge versus Sunpius, no less. The man who uprooted them with that 1v2 to close out round 15 is the one to fall and start to give Bad News Eagles a way back in. GXX didn't even get on the bomb. He had like his finishing move moment.
Yeah. They never give up, do they? They really never give up. And how can you with energy like this? Hard to maintain. But in a BO1, back-breaking for ENCE. Man, that feels like that round was made for you.
Yeah, dude, Juan Flatro was so instrumental there, right? Like, because even though GXX wins it in the 1v2, which is really well played, the only reason he gets to attempt that round is because of what Flatro is able to offer up in defensive B. His 2 teammates got melted, and I was actually watching like his POV throughout the entire thing. He wanted to fight on so many occasions sooner, but he had teammates streaming flashes in, so he was like turning from every single one of them. And actually, there were times where it looked like it was going to work against him. It was like denying him peaks that he would have had otherwise. Goes on to control the AK spray for 3 kills in the round. And so Flatro's got that like star power to turn rounds on their head. And then you've got someone like GXX who can be capable in the clutch.
They're going very quick, but look who's meeting them there. Top of ramp, Regon's ready. He's going to smoke off the AWPer though. Regon needs a flash. He goes forward with it, but it lands too late. Or rather, he plays too early. They're going to catch him before it blinds Madden. And with the smokes down, this should be a plant. Unless random shots connect, they will not. Nert's even lurking out mid, causing a lot of problems. They have to go back and flush him out before they commit to this retake. They will find that kill at least, but Madden is still in the bomb site. Where are these kills coming from? Madden must look up. They're right above him in a 2-on-3. The AWP also thinking about the save, and maybe it should have, because Sunpire's cuts it down this time, and ENCE find 13.
Yeah, Madden does really well to keep that situation so clean, just tucked in. It's a combat position in the site. It feels almost, you know, too obvious in a way. Like as they're moving out past the smokes, when they're not getting shot immediately on the cross, they just assume that that angle's clear, and so he's allowed to go on a bit of a tear there. I think it's very important for ENCE that they course correct in that round. Because honestly, I would have liked to have seen Nerds go a little slower on that flank. Once he gets the kill in mid, he's pulled the attention away from the site.
Yeah.
There was a world where, like, you know, him giving away that kill to even the playing field brings Bad News Eagles back into the round.
He's got a lot of self-faith in his aim right, but we have seen some jumpy flanks from Nerds in this game. Mainly because he got away with them in the early half, and then he kept doing it, and BNE were playing around the expectation he would flank. Yeah, there's a world it could have really come back to haunt ENCE, but right now, they're the ones spraying the ectoplasm. 13-9 and a 5-on-4 on an anti-eco. Back for more, Rigon. My goodness, unrelenting and for reasons. 3-on-2 though, and still have this mid lurk, and they're holding for this backstab. Snary playing to contain, and Madden going first means he's just dead. Is there away? Oh, Snary had to. Gave it a go at least. Flatro knows there's guns on offer. That molly only confirms what he already expects. Not the gun he wanted either. There it is. But he has to flank, or Nerds has him in a coffin.
And Nerds can just play on timings here. He doesn't need to bring the fight to Flatro. He can just wait for him to cross on in to his crosshair. And he'll do exactly that. Nerds, nice and easy from the spawn. ENCE onto 14. And the money is gone for Bad News Eagles. This might be the beginning of the end for BNE in this matchup. And it's largely out of their hands. Faced with a very awkward decision right now. You know, do you eco, play around rifles, try to chain together 6 in a row? Neverwalker's wide-eyed, trying to input his advice down the line onto the team. And it looks like they will go for the eco, looking to play the full 30-round game. It's going to leave no room for error. Bad News Eagles have got to be flawless from this point on in. After this little eco round, never mind, they put money in last second.
Damn.
They started with just a P2, everyone else was eco around it. And then they ended up throwing all their money in.
I mean, Rigon is, yeah, he's going back for a gun. Yeah, okay, he found a deagle. This is desperate for BNE. Sign of the times. Snappy with a MAC-10 doesn't even expect this buy, and now he saw him on the player cam there. He just got blown across the chair. Leans back after a shot like that. That's what ENCE are just going to group and play numbers, knowing there is resistance after all. They forced, maybe. Damn right, Snappy. That's unreal. Backup ramp silent the whole way, 60 seconds. Until they announce with nades, this molly retrieved by Rigon. Waiting to use at the perfect time. He is on his own.
Oh, Nerds runs through the molly. And Rigon, that is the last thing you expect there. He really tried to time that molly perfectly.
The nade's too late.
And Nerds didn't respect it. The nades rain in, but they missed their timing. And so ENCE in a 4v4 post. Not even feeling the pressure to swing or get involved here. They can wait for Bad News Eagles to get caught out, and that's what they'll do. They snatch each and every one of them from the round. GXX left in it alone in the 1v4, and Nerds deletes him, ENCE up onto match point. And with that decision of force, that was the best look of a buy Bad News Eagles are going to have. It's basically a repeat of that same round again.
Yeah. I love that idea, but GXX was not there in time when the plant came in. They were meant to double nade the plant, and then you can often win those rounds by rushing back in, catching, you know, the T's confused, grab a gun. You don't even need to recommit, but just, it's a free kill on a planter if they don't fake it out. And one nade lands, does great damage, and then the second one's like 3 or 4 seconds later, way too slow. If they actually nade the plant there, it's a very different round for BNE. Slight mistake cost them a lot, and the final timeout, the final chat with Devilwalk. I do like the effect he's had on this team. He's telling us how, when they go to prac rooms, he writes on the whiteboard, "You deserve nothing," and not in a disheartening way, but in a motivating way. You have to earn everything, every spot of the major, every match win in a Legend stage. Keep in mind, BNE, they run through challenges. They've done it 3-0, but when they hit Legends, they've only won one match at this point in the 2 majors they've played. That was against FaZe. So can they deserve it? Do they earn it? Or is it dead in the water? Seems like ENCE may be here on time.
ENCE has been finding impact on these mid lurks, but this is not one of those rounds. Sceneri knocks him out. And suddenly restricted to a very small portion of the map. It's just up through a ramp for one of these A plays, but look at where Madden is. Look at how he's done this. That was up through short, through the smoke. That's how he's hit such a wild timing that no one on BNE was ready for. And so with just Sceneri left, 1v3, and so much ground taken by ENCE, he's checking angles as he moves in through middle. They could be in CT, they could be in elevator. Every corner he goes around is the end of this game as far as he's concerned. He's got to check everything. And the last man waiting back in spawn will get caught. Madden flicked upon by Sceneri. He's going to force a swing out from the sandbags. He's got to capitalize, and he can't quite find it. ENCE lock it in, and they